Well, hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee, and welcome to the pantry. I think it's time for a chit chat. Y'all have your coffee? Remember the Swiss mocha video I did? I'm drinking Swiss mocha. Oh, I love that stuff. And then you know what I do? I put a little bit, just a dot of hazelnut creamer in it. Oh, takes it right over the top. This stuff is good. Well, I've been busy. I have been trying to do as many videos as I can on canning, and I haven't done freeze drying videos. We are going to bring the freeze dryer up here. It is currently in our basement. And I got two beautiful stainless steel tables from a friend of mine. And the 5-foot one is going to go right here. So I am getting rid of my butcher block here. This one, we built this, oh my gosh, back in 2010, I want to say. It's pretty old. It's been around for a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to give that to my neighbor, Abby. She's going to love that. It's got Italian marble on the top. It really is nice. And though I've never cut on it, it's always been in my pantry and or like a shelf, in my kitchen. So that's going, and the stainless steel table is going to go behind me here, and I'm going to put my freeze dryer on it and all my freeze drying supplies, so that when I do my freeze drying videos, I can do them right in here. And speaking of my pantry, I've had people keep asking me quite a bit, isn't it bad to have my pantry lit up and the sun coming in the windows? And, isn't that bad for your jars? Yes, friends, that is bad for your jars. But normally when I am not in this pantry, I have these windows blocked off. So it's really dark in here. The only time I open them up and I open up the curtains, I got like that poster board, the black poster board that I set up in there so that it makes it dark in here. And I might leave the window open, when to cool it off a little bit in here. But I keep it dark. I keep it dark. But of course I can't do that when I'm in here doing a pantry chat, or I'm in here working. I'll open it up so I can have some lighting in here. But that's what I do. But anyway, with the freeze dryer, it's going to come upstairs, and so are all my supplies with it. I did purchase quite a few things from my friend, and we're going to do a lot of videos. I got a beautiful, what are they? They're a grinder. It's like an industrial size. And I got a meat mixer, and so I can do, and all the attachments. I got the stuff to make jerky. I got the attachments to make the sausage, because I love doing my own brats. Plus, we've got our smoker outside, so we can make and smoke some brats. So that's some videos coming up too. And this will be great. And yeah, we're going to do that this weekend. So hopefully, you see it before, and then you'll see an after picture. We're going to have fun with that. I got the tables all cleaned off. And David, by the way, they cleaned up beautifully. I'm so excited about all that stuff. Plus, he gave me several things that they just really don't have any use for anymore. One was an indoor turkey fryer. And a big 18, and I was looking at that too, the 18-quart roaster pans, the big, like, turkey roaster pans. Those tractors outside are making so much noise. Anyway, I was looking at those. Those are not cheap, and I wanted to get one. I've been wanting one for a while. They're perfect for doing tomatoes. When you can your tomatoes, doing stewed tomatoes, cooking down tomatoes. I love it for that. Or apple butter. Love it. I love it for that. And but they're just so pricey. I couldn't, no, I couldn't do it. Too pricey. Well, then that came along from David. And I saw that sitting on his floor when I was at his house, and he says, "Do you want that?" And I said, "Absolutely, I'll use that." He said, "You can have it." And I'm like, oh, I was excited. Thank you, Dave and Shannon. Thank you so much. And so I got all kinds of stuff from them. And the bunnies and the farm's doing good out here. The bunnies and the chickens are doing good. The little chickens are getting quite good size. They keep getting stuck in the fence. Oh my gosh, I went out there and the one, I had to lift up the whole side of the fence, the whole side of the coop, because she had her little head stuck underneath it, and she just laying there, and oh my gosh, I thought she was going to die. So I lifted it up, I got her out of there, and then I just jammed a flat rock in between there so she couldn't do that again. So I haven't had that problem. But, and yeah, they're like little Houdinis out there, the little ones. They get out, and then they're constantly going and they round and round and round on the outside of the cage trying to get back in. And it's like, well, if you'd stay the heck in there, you wouldn't get in this predicament. We're working on the greenhouse. We got the one gabled end framed in. Mind you, we got to do a lot of this stuff on the weekends now because with John working, he's so tired when he gets home. You know, and sometimes they work till 7, 8 o'clock at night. So there's no way you're going to want to go out there and do anything. So we take advantage of all that on the weekends. And so it's coming together pretty good. I know we've got a lot of stuff to do. We got to finish putting in our windows. We got 3 windows left to put in the house before winter. And we do want to side the house before winter. So that's going to be a project. We'll probably be doing that in October, you know, next month. Before the snow flies. But the greenhouse will be done. I was really hoping that I could have a setup where I could grow stuff through the winter. Because even though we get brutal winters, if you heat that greenhouse, you can grow, you know, you can grow veggies and stuff in there. If they can do it in Alaska, we can do it here. So, but I don't know. Heating wise, I don't think it would really be feasible, you know, because I'd have to get like a pellet stove, because I sure don't want to put a wood stove in there and then have to get up in the middle of the night and go stoke the fire. That won't fly. And the only thing, you know, an electric, if I put electric heat in there, oh my goodness, my bill would definitely go through the roof. Unaffordable, totally. It gets too cold to rely on compost and you know, the black water barrels. It's just too cold up here in the wintertime to be able to rely on that. The only other option that I would have for out there to heat that greenhouse, because it is going to have 6 mil plastic, so it will hold, you know, hold some heat, is a pellet stove. I could put a bag of pellets in there, you know, in the evening, and I don't have to go out and stoke it or, you know, do anything with it until morning. It'd be fine. But I don't know, you know, you can get them for under $1,000, the small ones, and you don't need a very big one for a 10 by 20 greenhouse, obviously. But, you know, the cheapest I could find was about $800, and it just, I wish I had some foresight, you know, not hindsight, but foresight, because I would like to know if at the end of the season, if it was going to grow good during the winter, if it really would be feasible to do that. You know, I don't know. So I'm still in that I don't know stage, and probably not this winter. You know, I need to do more homework on it, because that's a lot of money to spend. And considering we're going to already have a tight winter, you just don't want added expense when you're trying to, you know, tighten the belt. So we're not, I doubt we'll be doing it this year. Maybe next year we'll be in a better position, but not this year. So that's going to be the way it is. Now I'm not putting my garden, my in-ground garden, I'm getting rid of that. Oh, it did beautiful though. Yes, it did. I really liked it, but we got that hole filled in. We got the greenhouse over there. So we're going to do raised beds, because I'm telling you, friends, I have better luck with raised beds. It's easier for me to take care of. and I can do a lot more with raised beds. So we're gonna put raised beds over on that side of the property where the hole was, and get rid of that garden, the in-ground garden in front here. And I'll tell you what, it's gonna grow some beautiful grass, because my husband does want to put a garage out in that area, so that'll be nice. So then I'll still have, I gotta move, we want to move the 2 beds that are in front of the chicken coop there, the big log bed and the other long 12-foot raised bed. We're going to move those out there too, so that whole area is bare. And I believe we're going to have to take down that tree this spring. If we want to build a garage or a building on there, we're going to have to take down. Maybe it won't be this spring. Maybe it'll be next year when we are in a better position. But we are going to eventually take that tree down and put a building there. And then we have all the stuff we need to build a little lean-to off this corner right here, out this wall. The house dips in and then goes out, so there's a nice sizable corner there, and we're going to build a lean-to over that, because that's where and I'm sure you've seen it my walk around, that's where I have my lawn mowers and my my bikes and my garbage and all that stuff. We're going to build a little lean-to and protect that in the winter. So when we have everything we need to do it, we just need the time now. So, but I tell you what, I have been so busy, and it's so nice to just sit and take a break for a minute. Today I've got a few videos going. I did a review on a vacuum sealer, which I love that thing. Wait till you see that review. I love that vacuum sealer. Although I don't need it, I'm going to gift that to my neighbor. And I think she'll love that. Because with the stuff I got from my friend, I got a commercial size sealer, bigger than mine, that I've got now, my black one up here, which this one has been a gem, I'm telling you. So I'm going to give that to her, and then I'm going to do videos today. I'm going to do salsa. I got all the stuff. I picked all the tomatoes out of my garden for salsa. I got fresh parsley for salsa, and I harvested all my celery yesterday, and I've been cleaning that and cutting that up. I got some out in my market stand to sell, and I've got some that I'm giving my neighbor so she can dehydrate, and then all the rest that I've got left, I am going to freeze dry every bit of it, because it works wonderful. And I'm putting a little bunch in with my salsa. So I'm going to do salsa today. Now, we don't go through a whole lot of salsa, so I'll probably only do about 4 or 5 jars of it. But yeah, it'll be nice in the winter. Every now and then we want to have some chips and salsa, or, scrambled eggs with salsa, or chicken with salsa. So, but we don't use too much of it. And my butter powder that came in from Augustin Farms, I'll show you. Now, this was $17, and I got this at Amazon because I get free shipping. This is fantastic. You can take 1/2 cup of this, and let's see, 1 1/2 tablespoons of water will be equal to 1/2 cup of butter. And in this container, there's 204 servings. There's 204 tablespoons. There's 32 tablespoons in a pound. And that would be, let's see, that would be about 6.5 pounds of butter in here. Okay, I paid $17 for it, so that would be about $2.80 a pound for butter. So it's well worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get, I put in my budget to get 1 container. It lasts up to 10 years. I'm going to get it, I'm going to get 1 container a month. And I'm going to get myself built up to about 6 containers to start with. And then, as I use it, I'll replace it that way. But that's not bad. I mean, you can't get butter in the store for $2.80 a pound. So we're going to use it. And it's made with 100% real butter. So, you know, which I don't know how they do it. I really don't know. Made from 100% real butter. You can't freeze dry butter, but I don't know how they do this. And I'd really like to know how they make butter powder. You know? It's got a little section on there too. When you open it up, you put the date that you opened it. I like that stuff. And a lot of people have been asking me about that. So yes, it's well worth the money. Anyway, enough of the butter. I love butter. Oh my gosh, I added so much more stuff. I did chicken the other day. And then after I didn't do a video on it, but after I was done with my chicken and I did my pantry video, come see my pantry video, a lot of people have asked me, oh, show us how you can your chicken, you know, so that it tastes good, because their chicken is kind of bland. Well, I did this right here before I had read those comments, because you know my videos go up, I do them a few days before they actually upload. Well, this is chicken and veggies. And I roasted the chicken first, and then I took it out because it gives it such nice flavor when you roast it first. I know a lot of people raw pack chicken, which you can raw pack or hot pack it, but I like the flavor that roasted gives it. So I roast it first with the skin on and all the seasonings I put on there, just like I'm going to cook it for dinner. I roast it up, I cool it off, I take all the bones off there, and then I've got, you know, the bones that I make the broth with it, and I use the juice from it roasting. Oh man, nothing, it doesn't go to waste. It's so good. And I added frozen mixed vegetables, and I canned it up, and it's beautiful, and it tastes delicious. Absolutely. So I have to do more of this because I only got 4 jars of these, and I'm going to need at least another 8 jars. So I'm going to do a video on that and show you guys how I make the chicken and veggies. And it's a little tedious, and that's all right. You know, it's okay because it's well worth it. The flavor is just, you can use this for pot pies. You can use this for chicken and dumplings. You can use this for like chicken and veggies over noodles. You can use it in soups, stews, casseroles. It's really, the sky's the limit with it. So, and it's just roasted chicken and veggies. So you can make a lot of stuff with this. I tore all my bean plants out, and I picked all the last bit of beans. I did my last picking on there, and we got, oh my goodness, I bet you we picked a little less than a bushel of beans. So I canned more beans. I got beans coming out my ears. But I probably won't have to grow any beans other than to, you know, sell or give some to my friends next year. I definitely won't have to grow any to stock my pantry with, because I am so stocked with beans. Green beans, yellow wax beans. I did dilly beans, all kinds of stuff. I am going to make another run to Pineview one last time for winter and stock up on all my box stuff, easy meals for wintertime. You know, my manwich, all my condiments, all the extra stuff that I get there. And a lot of times I can get some cheap veggies there. And you can get cheap freezer meals there too. And I want to do that so that I can freeze dry some of them. Like lasagna. I mean, I could make lasagna to freeze dry it, but Stouffer's lasagna is really good too, friends. And I can get some of that and I can freeze dry it for meals in the winter. I got to do some more rice. I did that. I freeze dried brown rice. Oh my goodness. I made it into like a minute rice. That stuff is fabulous. So I'm going to go one last time and stock up. I'm going to spend a nice little chunk of change and be all done for winter. And then my pantry, after I'm done with my tomatoes, I've got peaches to do, and then I'm going to do apples, of course. And after that, I'm all done. But peaches and apples, it's not like I'm busy canning right now. My sister-in-law is bringing a bushel of peaches today that she got free. It was given to her by one of her clients. So we're going to can those up today. And I'm also going to do the, what is it? My salsa. I'm going to do a video on that. I'm not going to do a video on peaches because if you look back in my videos, you'll see where I did a video canning peaches in their own juice because I never put sugar in any of my fruit. So, but after that, I'm going to do the apples. And then it just won't be that busy unless I get, meat on sale or something in the middle of the winter. I find a sale that's really good, then I'll can up some more roast or beef stew, which I did the other day. I canned beef stew, and it was really good. I had cooked a big, beautiful roast in my Instant Pot, and I slow cooked it because you can use that for a slow cooker too. So it cooked all day, and it was just delicious. And of course, my husband and I we're not gonna eat that 4-pound roast. But I cooked it all because I wanted to make beef stew with what was left over. So I added vegetables to that meat. And it doesn't, when you process it, of course you got it. It was in pints. I had to process it another 75 minutes. It doesn't get overcooked. I've always had good luck with it. And so I added some potatoes, some extra potatoes and vegetables, mixed vegetables to that. And it turned out beautiful. In fact, I'll show you. I don't think I showed you the other day in my come see my pantry video because it wasn't done at that point. But if you can see that, I don't know if you can see that very well. It's gorgeous. That's beef stew. That is good. My husband loves it over mashed potatoes, noodles. I love it over rice. It makes a nice meal. And, that pint size, which is 2 cups, is perfect for us because you put it over rice. You pour a cup of beef stew over rice, you got a heck of a meal there. And you got a lot that's going to fill you up. So I do have a lot of meals in this pantry. And I do have a lot of ingredients to make meals in this pantry. I also had somebody ask me how I store my sugar and my flour. And, friends, I don't store sugar and flour. You can, absolutely. But I go through it so fast. I buy my flour in 50-pound bags to begin with. And my camera is sitting on my flour bin, and it will hold a 50-pound bag of flour. I don't have to put it in the freezer. It doesn't stick around long enough to gain any weevils or any, pantry moths or anything, because I do bake a lot of bread and I do a lot of baking for my market stand. So, I might go through that in a couple weeks. But when you do store flour, if that's what you're asking me about sugar and flour, sugar will store forever. Or else the ants get in it, That would be good to store your sugar in like airtight 5-gallon buckets, airtight containers. Store your sugar in it. Flour, you'd be good to go if you put your flour in the freezer for at least 72 hours. That will kill the eggs and the weevils, the weevil eggs, all that. That will kill that. And then you're safe to store it in your pantry or in a cool, dark place. But I don't do that. I go through it so fast. And I always get it from my Amish friends. If I had to store flour, friends, I wouldn't have enough room. So I just buy it by the 50-pound bags. Now, you don't have to buy it in bulk. It's the same price if you buy it in bulk or you buy a 10-pound bag or a 5-pound bag or a 1-pound bag. it really equates to about the same price, maybe a few cents difference. So I know if I went into Dollar General the other day, and I thought, well, because my friend was gone, it was on a Sunday, and my Amish friends don't do any Sunday sales. But I was looking in there because I needed to get sugar. And I saw the flour, and after I added it up, how many bags would equal, a 50-pound bag of flour, there was like maybe 50-cent difference from a 50-pound bag from my Amish friends or 5 10-pound bags from Dollar General. Maybe 50-cent difference. So, you don't have to buy it in bulk. And if you don't use it a whole lot, you're not going to want to buy it in bulk because a lot of people don't have room to lay a 50-pound bag of flour in their freezer, And some people have asked me about oven canning it. I have no idea. I have never done oven canning. I've never oven canned anything. But I can tell you there's a few people who have. And Bev from our half-acre homestead, she's done that. And, oh my gosh, who was the other one? I can't think of the other one. There's a couple of them that I've seen that would do oven canning with their flour and, all that stuff. Watch her. She's great. Bev, she's got a lot of good ideas. And she's a good gal. I believe she lives in Ottawa, Canada, but she is a good gal. And she's real crafty with that. And she'll tell you just how to oven can your flour and preserve your flour. But I do think she puts hers in the freezer first as well. So check her out. Our half-acre homestead. She's a good gal. And my grandbabies are back in school, and I miss them. Oh my goodness, friends. I'm going to do a video here probably the next few days. My daughter called me from Georgia, and she said, Mom, you've got to come down here. And I said, why do I got to come down there? She says, I'm telling you, she says her son goes to, it's a school for autistic children. My grandson is autistic. And it's a center for autistic children. And they do all kinds of stuff. And with my daughter being in school for marine biology, she puts together a lot of sensory items for their classroom. And, and like I think she took them hermit crabs yesterday and set them up. And she took pails of sand and different things that the kids could play with. And they loved it. But she was looking out the window at their sad little garden. She said, oh my gosh, that garden needs you, Mom. She says, you have got to come down here and help us put this garden back together. And so I think she's going to go and not get donations for money, but go to Home Depot and see if they would donate some wood for raised beds, or donate some raised beds, or, she's going to go to various places down there. But I am going to go down there. My husband and I are going to go down there, and she wanted me to come down in January, but you really, in Georgia, that I believe that's Zone 8B where she's at, down by Savannah. And some of you might know, some of you might live down in that area. I think it's Pembroke, the area she lives in, just outside of Savannah. Anyway, I do believe it's Zone 8B. And if I'm right, they don't start planting maybe indoor in February, start your indoor seeds, but I don't think anything goes in the ground until March. So I'm going to see if we can go down there like February, March, and maybe stay down there for a couple weeks or so and get the beds built and amended. And I told her we can go to the different greenhouses and places to see if we can't get some, good compost down there. I said, Bevy, I could bring in my chicken poo. I could bring all kinds of stuff and just bring my love down there for gardening and help you out. And she says, oh, that would just be hilarious. Here comes Mom off the plane with her 2 chickens. I said, yeah, I don't think they would like a suitcase full of chicken poo. So, but we'll get the stuff down there. And I said, Bevy, if I was down there, they'd have chickens in the backyard, a couple of rabbits, whatever, but a garden. I guess the older children at the school, they all work in the garden and they all have fun. It's wonderful for them. And the older children get to, learn cooking skills and that. So they cook what they grow out of the garden for the younger kids. And it's just a fantastic school. My grandson is doing absolutely fantastic there. I don't have the finances to donate for all that. Otherwise, I would. I'll tell you what, I would in a minute, because anything for children, especially our autistic babies, they are wonderful. But I can donate my time. I can donate some of my gardening skills. I can grow them a garden. Hi. Oh, I'm sorry about that. My neighbor came over. I'm going to freeze dry some of her extra zucchini and summer squash for her so she can put that in her pantry. But anyway, I was talking about my daughter and going down to Georgia. Yes, we just haven't decided exactly what day. I am going to do a video on it because there might be some of you that live in that area or close by that area and might be willing to give a little bit of that farm manure that you have, if you got a farm. Or you might want to just meet and greet, we could do something. And you might have some ideas to help us out, But anyway, that will be probably February or March. So we'll drive down there. Of course, being drivers, that's no problem for us. And we're going to stay with my daughter. I just don't know exactly how long. We're going to need to have a little bit of time to build the beds, fill the beds, amend the beds, and we're going to do the best we can for them kids. And I tell you what, if I lived down there, or even if that was up here, I would grow a garden. I would teach those children how to grow and produce their food, and they'd just be having a ball. I love it when I get my grandbabies out here. They can tell you what that stuff is out there. And they know how to pick it. And, they're learning how to can it. They see me freeze drying it. They see, going in the freezer. They learn that. And I tell you what, they won't forget it. And it's not only is it making memories, I'm passing down something that my grandchildren will never forget, and they'll never forget me for it. I haven't forgotten my grandmother. All the things she done, all the cooking she did. My mother, oh, my mama, I love you. I miss her so much. It's hard because I talk to her every day. I used to talk to her every day, and when something exciting come up, or even something, that was kind of bad or upset me, she was always had a good advice. I remember one time, I was younger, I was probably in my 30s, and it was after my horrible car accident that I had, and I was having a hard time, a real hard time. I was all busted up on my left side. I had closed head injury from that. And I had a hard time talking, and I went through a lot of therapy, friends. And that's all I want to leave you with. I went through about 8 years of therapy to get to where I am now. But I remember the one time we were leaving Travers, and I was just having such a hard time. Frustrated, and I couldn't say what I wanted to say, and I just cried. And she says, come on, honey. She says, when all else fails, you just go merchandising. And she took me shopping, and we got some stuff from my bathroom. And, she just cheered me up. But my mother's always been right there. And it's quite an adjustment without her, So, But anyway, I go off on a tangent like that when we get to talking. Oh well, that's all right. Now you know how my mind operates. But I do know we'll have fun down there. Putting together. They do have an existing garden, but my daughter, she says, Mama, I need to send you a picture of it. She said because there is a little tiny sunflower, and that's the only thing in it. And they were trying to pull all the weeds out, and I guess the teacher hollered out the window and said, "Don't pull that little flower. The children love looking at it." And I thought, oh, those children, if I had an opportunity, they'd have all kinds of stuff to look at in that garden. And I told her, I says, what I can do, Bevy, is I can donate enough to buy, a trellis, a nice cattle panel trellis, and I said maybe we can, get them to donate one with it or something like that. Get a couple of the cattle panel trellises. I said we can grow pole beans on there. We can grow some birdhouse gourds, and then they can play with them and paint them, whatever. I said we can do stuff like that. I said, but I could do a cattle panel, and they're about $30. But I said I don't want to dedicate myself to too much because I don't know what our winter is going to be like financially. So, hopefully by the grace of God we'll be okay, and we'll be able to do quite a bit for them. So, but anyway, I will do a video on that and talk to you more about that, and just to see if there's anybody between here and Georgia that might have something to offer. And my husband and I are going to make the trip down there. We're going to drive. And there's a few places I want to stop at. And one place I would really like to stop at on the way back, if they're open, is Jen from Stiver's Homestead. I'm telling you, I love those two. I love the ideas they have. I love what they're doing for their family, for their children. They got the ideal setup going on, and they got that beautiful market store they just opened up, and I would love to stop in there. I'm telling you, I'd love it. So I'm going to do it. And so with that all being said, I got a lot of stuff to do today. My neighbor was going to come and help me do, she wanted to learn how to do the salsa. But she said, I just feel terrible. She's got a raging headache, and I'm like, uh-oh. So she just dropped off her zucchini. I told her to go back home, go to bed. Don't worry about it. I got it. I got this. I can can it and give her some of it. So there'll be more. I can show her how to can another day, but she does have fun with it. And I've helped her out quite a bit. Answered questions for her, and, yeah. So she's a good gal. She's a preschool teacher, so she does pretty good. Anyway, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna get that salsa going. I'm gonna do a video on that. I also got to cut up the rest of my celery and get that in the freeze dryer. I don't think I'll have room this run because I need to dry her other stuff. And then I probably won't do the celery in the freeze dryer until we get it up here. But we're going to plan on bringing it all and putting this all together tomorrow, which is Saturday. So after that, you will see that. And then I will really be able to do a lot of videos, extensive videos on freeze drying to show you the cost and show you everything that's involved with it, because it will be right here. And we can brighten this room up, and I can show you everything from cleaning it to operating it. I will show it all to you. So, but that won't be till after Sunday, because tomorrow we're busy rearranging this room. So for that, you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for chatting with me. I'm sorry I go off on a tangent, but we sure do have fun. You all have a good day, and thanks for watching.